Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's all right, my friend. Because you know why? Bad times don't last forever because after every storm there is a rainbow. And you're getting closer and closer every day to that rainbow, that pot of gold, that light at the end of the tunnel, whichever one that you prefer. Okay? Okay. Hey y'all, like I said again, I hope y'all feeling amazing and doing amazing and just be amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's all right. But I want you guys to remember that we have to also honor them bad times because them bad times is motivating us to get to the times that we want to be at, which are impacting the good times. Okay. Cheers to the second week of June. I'm so excited that we're finally here. As I mentioned to y'all in the first episode of this month, we are going to be honoring men's mental health so much. And I'm so excited for this episode today. We do have a few guests as well that are going to speak on men's mental health as well as impacting within their personal and professional life. Before we get into any more details, of course, I want to say thank you guys so very much for just tuning in, subscribing on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, like the pictures, sharing, whatever, things like that. I deeply appreciate it a lot. I really do. As well as just liking the content or just coming here. If you're new here, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this, but true to this. So yes, I appreciate everyone so very much. I just love how every other day I come on here, I am able to give y'all a vibe that can maybe impact your life in some type of point and aspect, some type of shape or form, what the case may be. But yes, I just sincerely appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. I love it, love you guys so much. And like I say all the time, if you ever need me, reach me, I have an email for the podcast. The DMs are always open. And yeah, because I know at times things happen as well as impacting mental health. I hope you guys have been doing things that needs to be impacted with your mental health, taking that 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minute mirror conversation, talking to yourself, what they say now, touch the grass, whatever you gotta do to mentally prepare yourself because as you guys know, mental health is very important. And I don't know if y'all can see my pen, but I got the pen on, the mental health pen. I finally got them, y'all. And yeah, because mental health is very important. We all need to make sure that, before we do anything, we need to make sure that we are self-prepared. We, got everything under control and we can handle things within the best of our ability. Because, you don't want to go out there and the vibes ain't right, especially if you're not mentally there. It's okay to set them boundaries. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to pop out when you want to. Just do for you before you can do for anyone else. And you heard it here first from the one and only E. But before we get into it, y'all, like I said, we are honoring men's mental health awareness and going back to the vibe. And I would guess y'all, I'm so excited for you guys to see the guests that I have so far. It's been so far nothing but amazing vibes, like super amazing vibes. You may see some familiar faces. You may see some people you may know, whatever the case may be. But overall, to the men out there, shout out to all the men. I really feel like this series, and I feel like Vibe Now with Guest series, this one will really highlight a lot for you guys because this is from men from all over, from different backgrounds within Baltimore City, talking about their personal aspects of things and their professional aspects on how they handle their mental health as well. So that's super dope. Shout out to all the guys that has so far been on there, as well as to the ladies out there, the ones that have been holding the guys down so far. And like I say all the time too, check up on someone. If you had that gut feeling like, okay, I'm thinking about this person and let me just check up on them. It's okay if they do not respond right away. Trust me, I understand. Life be lifing, but it feels better once you put the pedal to the metal, like, okay, I'm thinking about this person, let me check up on them, and that's that, let slow and steady win the race. At times people might not text back and stuff right away because life be life, but it just, it's a good thing to, just say, let me check up on this person to make sure he or she is okay. So, without further ado, y'all, I want you guys to sit back, relax, enjoy, hear my voice, or watch me on YouTube. If you watch on YouTube, I know you're probably like, something's a little different. Something's a little too crystal clear. Well, let me give y'all a little rundown. He is me, finally invested in a good camera, y'all. Shout out to the guys also too that have been helping me, putting me onto the equipment that I need. I'm learning slowly but surely every day what I need, y'all, like from the cameras, the lighting, the batteries, the memory cards, all that, y'all. So yes, I finally invested in a camera. Shout out to my parents for this amazing graduation gift, as well as a podcast gift, because guys, the podcast is coming to the 2-year mark, and I'm super, super, super excited, and I'm just so proud of so much that I have accomplished and so much that you guys have brought on to me, because it's not easy to do something like this, especially when you have so much going on. One big accomplishment so far that I love before I made it to 2 years was having 100 episodes. That was super, super dope, y'all. Like, please celebrate the big and small accomplishments, because no one knows how far and how hard it has been for you to get to where you want to be in life, and nobody knows how it is to be you. So you heard it here, folks, from the one and only E. Please celebrate yourself. Please love on yourself, as well as celebrate others. You know your reasons. You know your reasons who's there for day one. As seasonal people, you know how to handle them. It's okay. It's all right. God, take it one day at a time. But yes. So yeah. I want you guys to sit back, relax, enjoy hearing my voice, and watch me on YouTube. Turn me up on your speakers, on your AirPods, your Beats, phones, Alexas, whatever, because as always, every vibe of the day is something special. Now, going back into, I'll give y'all a little hint of what today's episode will be talking about. I said men's mental health. So, if you guys are like, oh, she talking about men's mental health, a little razzle dazzle. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Oh, y'all, my lip gloss fell. But yes, I am. So, without further ado, y'all, today's vibe of the day is men's mental health matters. Honoring Father's Day as well. Yes, Father's Day is right around the corner. Father's Day actually is on the same day as the podcast turns 2 years. So that's also super dope as well. I have the pleasure to celebrate not only 2 years, but also celebrate my dad and the other men in my life that have been paving the way as father figures, fathers, and things like that. So shout out to all the fathers out there who have been putting it down, the father figures, all that, because it takes a lot. And y'all can see from firsthand, it takes a lot out of a guy to even sometimes raise kids and do certain things. Like, y'all, I make a joke with my dad, call him Mr. Mom. But yeah, shout out to y'all. This episode is for y'all and for all the men out there that do or do not have kids, father figures, work with kids, whatever. But mainly the whole concept of this episode is focusing on men's mental health matters, as well as tying in fatherhood as well. So let's get into it. If you're new here, let me break it down to y'all as well. I break down every vibe of the day for my series, Vibe and I with E only, and wellness 101 lessons down to the definition, the 5 W's, a quote, and then I give y'all a little thank you note as well now. So let me do a little reflection also before I get into it, because now I start to add reflections in it, because I feel like, to reflect on why am I doing this and so on. So the reason why I'm so passionate about the men's mental health awareness as well as impacted with the month of June is because this is something we don't hear every day. We do not hear a man or a group of men just sit down and talk about their feelings and even be bold enough to sit in front of a camera or, just sit in front of a mic and do audio version, just express to the world how it is to be a man from all different backgrounds, things like that. However, yes, for the series, you will see a lot of black men because in the city and, the case, whatever the case may be. But, y'all know me, I do not, I don't, try to single hand nobody out because, that's not what we doing. But, you never know. Somebody that may not look like you may have the same issues. We're human. We bleed the same. Okay. But yes, reflection on this, men's mental health is something that I feel as though as a woman who stands with men that deals with mental health, that's why I have to pin on. I feel like also too as being an advocate for someone who has dealt with mental health and still have a little mental health going on, it's important that us women who have close relationships with a man or a group of men that we let them know too that we're here for them, especially when it comes to around this time, y'all. I seen some stats on Instagram that really threw me for a loop when it comes to men and their mental health, such as the suicide rate and depression, anxiety, PTSD, and so on, y'all. So, like I tell y'all all the time, please be nice to somebody and let someone know that you're here for them, because you never know what they're going through. And you never know how much that can help someone in the long run, because like I say, life be life, and somebody needs somebody. We all need someone. So, just take the time out of your day to just, check up on that person, make sure they're good. If they need resources, give it to them. Because why gatekeep something that's very important and for a fact it's going to help them? It may not help them right away, but it's just the thought that matters. It's the thought that counts, that you were like, okay, my man or my man's, they going through it. So why not me just give them the sources that they need, or be there for them, whatever the case may be they need me to be. Just showing that I care and I'm there for them as well, whatever the case may be. All right? So, yeah. So, let's get into it. So I'm going to do the definition, y'all. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into it, and I ain't telling y'all what we on. So, the definition, men's mental health matters refers to recognizing, supporting, and addressing the emotional, physical, and the mental well-being of men and boys, especially in a society that often encourages silence over vulnerability. This episode, because I add also to a little snippet of what it will be, the episode will cover. This episode will underscore the significance of breaking the stigma, fostering open conversations, and establishing a safe place where men, fathers, brothers, sons, and mentors can be acknowledged, heard, and emotional supported. So that also ties into the vibing out with yes. The whole purpose of that too is to have a safe space for them. A safe space, because at times it is hard to find a safe space, especially for a man to even be interested in to sit in front of a camera with people or audio and whatever to talk about things like that. So yes, y'all, the overall definition is men's mental health matters. It refers to recognizing, support, and addressing the emotions, psychological, physical, and mental well-being of men and boys, especially in a society that is like they just have to be silent. You know how the stigmas and the stereotypes of men don't cry, chin up, chest out. You gotta wear your feelings on your sleeve. You gotta, you gotta toughen up, or you have to always be tough and things like that. So that's what we'll also get deep into in this episode, to understand it's okay to break those barriers, foster those open conversations, as well as letting men know that they can develop these safe spaces for them, for men, younger boys, fathers, brothers, sons, whoever that is identified as a male. It's okay to have those feelings, because life be life. You have the right to feel the way you feel. You have the right to say, look, I'm not in it today. I don't have it today. I just need this. I need that. I need help, or whatever the case may be. And I'm so excited, y'all, that I've got the opportunity to speak on this first before y'all get the chance to see all the amazing guests, the men that have spoke on my platform, impacting what mental health look like to them, how they deal with it in their personal and their professional aspect. So also, too, going back to how the episodes are developed, I break it down within the definition, the 5 W's, a quote, and then I do a little thank you note. Most of the stuff is research, your research, add my little twist into it too, and elaborate on it as well. Cool. So the first question is, who is impacted? As always, who highlights everyone most of the time, but within this scenario, of course, it impacts men. All different types of men, shape, size, colors, all that. This impacts men only. So let's get into it. So who is impacted by men's mental health matters, also honoring Father's Day? So who is impacted? All men are impacted by mental health, whether it's spoken about or not. From young boys learning how to express emotions to adult men balancing work, family, identity, and interpressure. Mental wellness affects every stage of life. Fathers especially often carry silent barriers while striving to lead and to provide. Black men, men of color, and men in unserved communities often face additional barriers to care, including stigma, cultural norm, and a lack of access. We honor men's mental health. We are not only supporting individuals, we're uplifting families and communities. I add that in there too because, like I said, y'all, I did a twist of how the interviews went as well as how the notes and stuff and why it's so important as well as impacting Father's Day. So all men are impacted. Like I said, no matter the shade of color you are, your ethnicity, race, and all that. Every man a man, period. This impacts their mental health, whether they speak on it or not. So let's like unlace the pieces right now. Let's break up the puzzle. So we're going to start from young boys. With young boys learning how to express their emotions. As the oldest, I have a little brother. Him and I are 3 years apart. Growing up, you know, I've seen him have his moments where he break down, express his feelings. Until now, him and I had y'all was so crazy. It's I know y'all have these. I know this happens in a household, and if it don't happen in your household, something ain't right. It could be crazy how you're in the same household with the person, but in another room, and you're calling them on the phone. That's what happened to us last night, y'all. So I was on the phone. I called my brother actually. I'm gonna give you a little background up. I called my brother actually. It was like 1 o'clock going on 2 o'clock. I just woke up because I had went to the dentist and my mouth was still numb. But I got up, to get myself together, and I said, dang, the trash still here. I called him like, the trash still in here. He like, oh, shoot. All right, okay. I was like, don't worry about it. I'm up already. I'm getting myself together. I'm gonna take it out. Just stay on the phone with me because, it's dark and whatever. So we get to talking, y'all. And then one thing to another, I just say, how you feeling? Because life be lifing. And sometimes, as being the oldest, you be like, you don't want to be bothered sometimes, especially when you in your zen of I'm comfortable, you don't want to be bothered. But I be asking him how he feeling and stuff because he is the only boy too out of me and my sister. He's literally in the middle. So I was like, all right, so how you feeling? Whatever. He's like, I'm cool, and my brother is passionate about music. And I just love the way how he has so many different techniques and styles when it comes to music. Like, he has a variety of genres that he like, and shoot, he can even freestyle and stuff. So he was talking about that. He was like, mentally, I'm okay, I just been thinking about my future mentally. Like, I need to do something that's going to make sense as well as help us get to a point in life. I said, okay. So, and what he told me is too, when it comes to, his support in the household, he goes towards my mother a little bit more to speak about certain things and my dad. So, your dad, son to dad, they teach you things. And then certain times you go to your mom to reflect on just some stuff, maybe a little bit vulnerable things. And it had me like, wow, this is the perfect example to use my brother because even though him and I is 3 years apart, he still is the youngest and he's still like a young boy, a young little adult or whatever. But him learning how to express his emotions, and by us living in a household with two parents, it had made us be able to like, look, mom, dad, whoever, if it's both of them together or one another, this is how I feel and this is why I feel the way I feel. And that's what I love so much for him because he's like, look, I'm going to just spit it out. Like, look, this is how I feel, whatever. And sometimes he get a little crazy, he be like, can he cuss? But he ask for permission, whatever. But sometimes we have those moments, you have those moments where you need to vent. And I just love how he's so open to do that. Because for me, even as the oldest, it took me a minute to just like, this is how I feel, because sometimes it's like, I don't, you can't really express yourself. But for him, when he learned at a young age of how to express his emotions, he just been like, look, this is how I feel. And I like how him and my dad and my mom or one or the other come to a common ground. But mainly when him and my dad do it, because when you see that relationship with a son and a father being able to break down these barriers and be there for one another as well as listen to your son. Because it takes a lot at times, especially for a young boy, growing up sometimes for me, I heard like, boys will be boys. Boys will play in mud, get dirty and stuff, and they fall. You know the saying too, a boy cry, get up, shake it off, you alright. No, you not alright. You know daggone well, that boy not alright after he done ran and scraped his foot up and everything. But I feel like too, there are men down here, father figures, brothers, uncles, cousins, grandfathers, godfathers, whatever, that have those relationships with the younger generation of boys that they care for, or coaches, mentors, things like that let them know, look, you're entitled to have your feelings. Sometimes too, it may be out of tough love, but I just love how most of the men that I come across, and some of you guys probably came across too, are able to have those moments to let their sons or son figures or whatever be able to express themselves. Because sometimes it's hard for a man to just be able to express themselves, because going back to when they were younger, they couldn't. They maybe be able to express themselves more with their mom versus with their dad. But I just feel like either way it go, being able to express yourself as a young boy with whatever is the female in your life or male, it just puts the ice on the cake, because it be so hard at times. It's hard. So please push out there that, young boys, it's okay to feel the way you feel. It's okay to feel like you have those emotions. You're human. You're human. It's okay to feel like, okay, I'm not having it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. It's okay. Express yourself. Now, going deep into when it comes to adult men balancing work life, family, identity, as well as the interpression within mental wellness that often affects every stage of life. For a man, like I said, going back to my dad, it's a lot, especially to raise a family, be there for your partner, as well as identifying who you are, staying tall and firm and all that on who you are, as well as dealing with the international pressure that you get in society. You have to stay strong. Chin up, chest out. You don't have to, you don't got time to feel the way you feel. I don't believe it. Every man has the right to feel the way they feel. They have the right to feel like, look, I don't want to do this today. I'm not for it today. I need to talk to someone. Everyone has that right, especially men. Going back to black families days, the men is the matriarchy. It's already enough right there to make sure that your family is intact. Not only just in black families, from all different cultures around the world when it comes to a man. They always look at the man, the alpha man, because those men are the ones that's supposed to protect you, as well as support you in all costs. Yes, but you gotta think too. Us women, flip it, reverse, we have to do the same thing. Because it's hard. Especially in relationships too. You have to make sure that your partner is mentally prepared and okay. Because if not, you don't know how to help him, what's the purpose of you talking to him or he's even in your life? I look at things like this. You help me, I have to help you the same way or a little bit deeper. As long as we're helping each other in a way that you understand that I'm here for you and I appreciate you, especially when it comes to mental health, especially when it comes to men, because life be life. The mental health wellness at times affects every stage of life, from being a young man to being a young adult to whatever aspect happening in your life, your work life, being a boss or, maintaining that leadership role of family, maintaining to be a father, the grandfather, the uncle, the brother, stepfather, somebody that stepped up or whatever, as well as understanding and identifying who you are as a man. And then the pressure that you have from all different aspects is hard. But I'm here to tell you, as a woman that supports the men and is here for the men, you got this. Do what's best for you. You have to take them wellness days. Take them days where you just need to woosah. Talk to someone as well as express yourself, especially if you know who's there for you or not. Sometimes you might not want to talk to your homeboys about certain stuff. That's cool. You can talk to your partner, your parents, or just talk to a complete stranger that is certified within helping you within your mental health. I guarantee you it's going to help you in so many ways. Now, going back to the father side as well as intertwining, honoring Father's Day. When it comes to fathers carrying a load, at times it's so silent while they strive to lead and provide. Going back to the side for me as being the oldest and seeing my dad play Mr. Mom at times when my mom had to do this and do that. It's a lot. And I know you guys out there probably know men that are dealing with this, or men that's listening now that's like, that's me. And I'm here to tell you, you're doing a good job. But I also want you to know that you have to take care of yourself at all costs, because all men, underserved communities, y'all face a lot. And those barriers, to care, including the stigma and the cultural norm of lack of access. It's access out here. I feel like the pandemic opened so many doors for men to just express themselves and speak it. Speaking about men, my first ever guest appearance, shout out to my photographer, Devin, who was able to express himself on how it is to be a single dad and how he still has to go out here in his professional world and still, have to make sure his girls are good as well as him. But the thing I love the most that he was able to say up front is that, yes, I went to go see a therapist. It took me a minute to go see it because, people was telling me, you don't need a therapist. You're a man, Men don't need help. Men got this. No, you can be a man, woman, whatever. You have feelings. Go talk to someone. Go do something to help you before it's too late. Because we all have a breaking point. And you want to do something before you get to that breaking point. And I just love how he said, it took me a minute, y'all. Y'all got to see that. Y'all got to see that appearance. That was the first appearance. I started the series on Valentine's Day at that, y'all. So please check out that one. That one was so dope. Like, he kind of really he kind of started off with this too for me. To just have men on here to just talk about their feelings. And he is a prime example also, too, of a man that I've seen that, like, look, life. And there was times where, I was thinking to myself, I do not want my girls to go through what I did. So I have to go talk to someone to help me so I can understand, look, I have this going on. And I want to get this fixed so I could be there for my girls and things of that nature. So please love on the men out here, because it is so much they go through and they hold in because of I'm a man, I gotta stay strong. No, my friend, you're a man. Yes, you're a man, but you go through things and you have the right to go see someone, join a men's ministry, join a men's club or whatever to talk about your feelings. Especially when you know for a fact there's no judgment. Because you never know who may have the same issues going on like you do. Or who has been in that situation, been in that bad time situation like you had, and they seen the light at the end of the tunnel. You never know who you can impact and who may impact you, fellas. So please consider your mental health and take in consideration of doing what's best for you, because this is impacting for all of you. The fathers, the mentors, the coaches, the uncles, the grandfathers, the cousins, the brothers, the godfathers, the homeboys, everyone. Go talk to someone. Make sure that you practice the simple steps or the task that is needed for you to be here mentally, so it can impact you physically, emotionally, spiritually, in your well-being, and psychologically. Number 2, what is the benefits? Prioritizing men's mental health allows space for healing, growth, and stronger emotional resilience. When men are encountered, to process their feelings, seek help, or simple share without judgment, they can lead with clarity and compassion. It provides relationships, increase emotional intelligence, and strengthen fathers as a role models, for their children. A mental healthy man, is more present, more connected, and more fulfilled. Celebrating this on Father's Day, and I'm sending y'all a message to all the father figures and everything out there. Vulnerability is not weak, it's courage and action. So being vulnerable is not weak. It's you putting the pedal to the metal to fix that action, putting the stuff in action. Not only just this goes to the fathers, this goes to all the men out there. Being vulnerable is not weak. It's not weak at all. It is courage and action. You feel some type of way, you feel like what you're doing may not be helping, go get that help. Go out there, go talk to someone, go do what you need to do. Touch the grass, whatever. Do take your time, take the baby steps. It's not going to happen overnight. Just prioritize your mental health as much as you can. Because going back to it again, vulnerability is not weak. It's a courage, it's courage in action. So do it. Just like Nike. But going back to what is benefit, just being able to have that space for you to help you with your mental health, fellas, it helps you to heal. Once you be able to talk to someone or talk to a group of people or whatever, and you just let it all out, you can heal in so many ways. Mentally, physically, all that. You know, like when you just take a deep breath when you've been going through things, or sing a song when you would stimulate or whatever, and it helps you calm down. That's the same way healing is going to help you when it comes to your mental health. You got to take the right steps and precaution on your mental health, no matter how big or small it is. But do it as soon as possible, and do not wait until it's too late. Because I'm telling you, at times it drives you insane when you cannot maintain your day. So make sure you heal. Make sure you do the proper steps that is needed. Yes, it's going to take time. Trust me, it's going to take time. But my friend, once you're able to identify, yes, I have a problem, or yes, I feel this way, it is affecting me in this way and that way, my professional or personal life with relationships or whatever, take the necessary steps for you to heal. I'm telling you, it's going to make you feel like another person. Your new normal is about to start. A whole new chapter is going to start in your life. That also intertwines with growth. It takes a lot out of a person to even identify that they have a problem, as well as going to do the proper steps to take the change and the challenge for them to be better. Once you identify what has been hurting you in the dark side, in the end, impacting light of the tunnel, you'll see that growth, especially if you do go to a social worker, a counselor, a therapist, whatever the case may be, and they help you improve the growth. I love when people can tell your growth, because sometimes you may not see it right away, but a person from the outside be like, "Dang, I see a difference in you," and it's a good difference. I see your growth. I see the glow in you. I see how much you have overcame with so much stuff that was going on in your life. When it comes to healing and growth, those are two steps that will help you, especially when it comes to you just maintaining your mental health. You getting that help. The first step is just even admitting that you feel this way and being able to say, "Look, this is what's going on with me at X, Y, and Z," as well as having the strong emotional resilience. After you just have that, you know how to identify your emotions and be resilient within it. And it helps you understand, like, look, when I have a problem or something I feel is about to start a problem within my mental health, I need to do the right steps within, taking in my consideration of what I need to do. Because I'm not going to let nobody turn me back to that dark side. I'm not going to let this person or that thing have an effect on me, especially when I'm in the process of getting to the proper steps that's needed in your life. I want you guys to understand this. It's okay to seek help, because when men are encouraged to process their feelings and seeking help, or simply sharing it without judgment, trust me, y'all, go when you know you're ready. Talk to this person when you know you're ready, because you know for a fact it's going to be no judgment, especially for the reasons. Do it for the reasons, the right reasons, or even talk to your reasons. Do not talk to the people that's in and out of your life. It's not your reason, that's a season. Do it for the right cause. Please, please, please seek help. And you know for a fact there's no judgment, because everybody goes through things. Especially for men, it's needed the most, because y'all go through a lot. And y'all wear so many hats that nobody understands. Like, look, sometimes I don't feel like this. You know how the Superwoman and Superman is such a big hero? Well, they go through things too. You know, saying like a poker face. You know, like in the theater, they have the sad and the happy face. The mask that we hide behind and your guys hide behind at times is like, you take it off. And it's okay to take it off at times, because you're not always going to be okay. And it's okay to not be okay. But it's also okay to understand, you know when you're okay, and you know when to fix it. Like, you know, sometimes you may wake up with a bad attitude, but the day is not going to end off with a bad attitude. You might wake up in a good mood, but it might end off in a bad way. which makes sure the next day is 10 times better. You know, the saying, every day the sun won't shine, but that's why you love tomorrow. Because you never know what is in store. But you need to know who you are inside and out, mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, all that. And this is the step right here on why it's beneficial for you, men out there, to get the help that's needed, that can lead with clarity and compassion, that will help with increasing your relationships, your emotional intelligence, and strengthen with all the fathers out there, father figures, whatever, for the children or the children that they serve. Because when a man is mentally happy and present, it's more of a vibe that can impact the men around them and the children around them. Like I said, the vulnerability is not weak, it's a courage of ability. Don't be afraid to go talk to someone. Don't make you weak. It's going to help you be the person that you've been manifesting and praying for. Another version of you that's needed. The new beginning that's going to start today, tomorrow, next week, whatever. But don't do it when it's too late. Because it matters, and you guys matter so much. So when should we check in on the men in our life? Now, this goes for both aspects, women and men. Because sometimes men check up on their bros like, you good, bro? Women check up on their bros, fathers, grandfathers, uncles, brothers, cousins, nephews, grandsons, godsons, godfathers. This impacts everyone. And basically, like I said, when you have that gut feeling or in your mind or a dream or whatever, like, oh, I just had a dream about something such and such. Let me go check on such and such. Or this remind me of such and such. Like, whatever it is. Such and such come through your mind, my friend. Please check up on such and such. Because such and such may be going through something. Please check up on them. Please do it. So, check up on them. So, the answer is simple. Like I said, often. When should we check up on the men in our life? Often. And consistently. Often and consistently. You think about them, call them. Check on them. Pull up, whatever. If you have a very close relationship with them, you should be checking on them often and consistently and for true purpose reasons. We should not wait until a certain crisis to ask, are you okay? Regular check-ins, I feel like, are mandatory, especially around high pressure seasons like Father's Day. Working, transitions or personal losses can make a real difference. Encouraging conversations year round, not just in June, even though June is impacting with honoring fathers and, Father's Day and honoring men, impacting men's mental health. We should check up on them as much as possible, often and consistently. Especially at times men go through it too. Some men even lost their fathers, their sons, their grandfathers, whatever. We need to check up on them too. Because their mental health matters. And they go through things. But then going back to the grief, personal loss, work transition and things like that. Do it as soon as possible, my friend. If they don't respond right away, it's okay. As long as you reached out to them to show them, look, I care. I thought of you today. And I don't want you to think I don't care about you. Because I care. And I want you to know I'm here when you need me. And if you're a man listening, know that checking in with yourself regularly is important as well as it's powerful. Because mental wellness isn't a seasonal, it's a scare. It's not a reasonable scare. It's not. Mental health isn't seasonal. It's not seasonal. Now I'm looking at this, y'all. I think I worded this wrong. Because I don't like how that sounds. Mental wellness isn't seasonal. It's scared. I don't like how that sounds. Mental health isn't seasonal. It happens. It's a part of our life. It's life. We all go through the motions. So with that being said, y'all, please check in on the men in your life. Men, check up on your homeboys, your family, whatever. Women, please check on the men in your life and your homeboys and friends, whatever the case may be. And you be nice to a stranger. You never know if a strange man, I won't say strange man, but you never know if a stranger that's a man that's going through something. That's why I say please be nice to people. Don't judge a book by its cover. If you never got a chance to sit down and read the book and read a couple pages, if you don't like it, please put that book back and leave it right there. But if you like it, keep reading and keep going and keep exploring the person. That's how you feel a certain type of vibe that escalates with you. So yes, y'all, we should check in with men in our life often and consistently until it's, do not wait until it's a crisis to ask, are you okay? Because that'd be the worst. Because sometimes men become numb to the fact, like, look, this is life. What else am I supposed to do? No, you got to make sure you check up on them consistently to let them know that, dang, somebody cares, as well as knowing that my feelings matter to someone or to a group of people. Fathers out there too, because grief is something that I feel like you don't have an expiration date on it at all. Grief can hit you in so many ways. In the beginning, it will tear you up. Down the line, it may tear you up here and there, or some days it just happens. Everyone is obligated to have their phases in life on how grief impacts them. It's hard. It is hard. But being able to have that support where it's needed to help ground you, as well as when it impacts with the checking in. Please do it, my friends, because you never know how much that can really put on someone that may make your relationship or your bond, whatever, even deeper than what it was. And then on the aspect of connecting with each other within a mental level. Number 4, we're almost done, y'all. I'm not going to take up all your time. I've been noticing that now. I don't want to take up all your time, so I try to keep the episodes down to 50, 55, at least 55 to an hour. Max. Try. So where does support need to happen the most? Support needs to happen all over, impacting a man's life. At home, work life, relationship, family. Everywhere is impacted for a man to have that support. Because like I said, being a matriarch, doing this, doing that, if it's needed, please support that man in every aspect of his life. The professional, the personal, please support him in every aspect. So it should happen everywhere. Everywhere. So where does support needs to happen most? Everywhere in a man's life. When it comes to support, starts at home. Home is a safe space for everyone, not just us women, for men too. Especially if you live with a man. That's their safe space too. They live here, they pay bills, whatever. They did some work and stuff in the house. This their safe place. They need to feel that support from the children. Whoever is in the house, their partner, they need to feel that support. Start now. If it's been rocky, start now. Have family meetings, relationship meetings, go to counseling, everything like that. So one, it starts at home. Then relationships. Couples, talking stages, whatever. It starts at home as well as in relationships. Marriages, they have counseling. Newlyweds, counseling. Engaged, counseling. Help them. If y'all don't even go to counseling, find a way to help each other. Do it. This is my favorite one, y'all. Barbershops. I know some guys, I got some friends that are barbers. And they say, look, this is the best place to talk about your problems, talk about what's going on, because we're men. We ain't going to judge each other. We here to help each other. So shout out to all the barbers out there, keeping the fellas looking good, but also letting them know that this is their safe space as well. This is the space where we talk about whatever impacting the bro code. And sometimes we may even, as y'all say, get in our feelings, but it hit home and it helped us in so many ways. Because you never know what man may have the same issue that you may have or had the same issue and is able to help you overcome this. So we got home, starts in your safe space, relationships. If you and your partner, be there for them. If you got to go to counseling, do it. The barbershop. The fellas love the barbershop, y'all. The boys, the men don't play about their cuts. Even the young boys, y'all, they don't play about the cuts. And that's a good place, too, for the younger generation because it helps them, see, like I grew up around older men that had passion and drive. And, sometimes it get a little crazy, but it's all out of love. Churches, men's ministry, like I mentioned. Churches are a very beautiful way to do it, regardless of your religion, everything it is. If they are pushing and manifesting and have a very, very, very deep passion for helping men, please do it. Do the churches, request the prayers, whatever the case may be. Churches are number one. It's so dope in life that I feel as though school, HBCUs, some all male schools, PWIs, charter schools, whatever. Having teachers, professors, administrators, staff that's men that helps other men going back to the younger generation within the coaches, the mentor, things like that is a place where that is most support happens. Where you have that brotherhood, when you have that father figure away from home or that grandfather figure, whatever. That big brother, little brother system, boys, girls club type stuff too. As well as friend group. Shout out to all the strong brotherhood out there, or the ones that are just starting, and all the men that knew they homeboy, they best friends since they was little babies in diapers, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, or just became best of friends. Please cherish them friendships, because those friendships also help you as well. Because you never know how much you may help your homeboy in the long run, and you never know how much your homeboy may be able to help you. So, where the support needs to happen the most? Home, relationships, barbershops, churches, schools, and friendships. And friend groups. That's where men's support is most needed, because that's where it's needed the most, especially at home. When you have a bad day, you want to come home to nothing but peace and quiet, or even somebody, your partner, helping you, or your kids loving on you and making, turn that frown upside down. Relationships, same thing. The barbershop, it all that impacts with everything I said. Also, weather therapy may be a good place as well. Trusting a friend, a community circle, or a quiet moment of reflection. Space where men feel safe and unjudged are certain, and it's crystal clear and is needed. We need more conversations in everyday place, not just in the professional world as well. Because sometimes it takes a lot out of a man to even want to just prepare to go to work. Sometimes I like to when men be like, look, have a bad day, I put all that frustration into working. And it may lead them to even get in overtime. And I be like, hey, do what you gotta do, but don't overwork yourself. And don't put so much of a load on yourself. Because whatever a man feels, seen, and heard, that's where the healing begins. God, you have your safe place is your home. The relationships with your partner, that's a safe space too. The barbershop with the fellas, churches with people that are going through the same thing, especially men. In a school where you have the professor or teacher or staff administrator that you look up to. Friend groups, your homeboy maybe 2-3 years older than you. Same thing with big brother, little brother situation. Going to a therapist, you like, wow, this man really cared about mental health, and he helped me with my mental health. A trusted friend, maybe a female or another male, community circles, big brother, little brother type stuff, or just having those moments to yourself to have quiet reflection. I feel like all that is needed, but at times too, you do need the mirror conversations to yourself, because that's where men need to feel safe and don't feel judged. And a lot of men do not trust a lot of people, and I understand that. And it takes a lot to trust. And that's why with those places, I feel like is needed. Within the home, within a relationship, within the barbershop, in churches, in schools, friend groups, having to see a therapist, having a trusted friend, having to go to community circles, and having that time to their self to reflect is needed. Because whenever a man feels seen and heard, that's where the healing begins. That's where the magic begins of them starting the journey that is most definitely needed. And lastly, why is important? The why just sum up and put the ice on the cake for the whole purpose of why these episodes are so important, why these vibes are needed and to be heard. So why is it important? Because silence should never be a requirement for strength. I like how I narrated that. I feel like for a man at that, listen closely, men. Do you see and do you hear me? Well, maybe you're doing both. I don't know. Do not allow your silence to be required for your strength. At times, being silent is good, but keep being silent is not good, because that will tear down your strength in some type of shape or form. When you just be quiet all the time and don't be vulnerable to express yourself, it has you isolated and things are numb to you. Stop that today. I'm telling you here, as a woman that advocates for all the men out there, because I understand how it is. I was raised around it. I have a little brother. I did, little cousins and stuff like that, older cousins, stuff like that. Don't be silent. Because that should never be a requirement for your strength. Your strength, your voice is the powerful thing ever. And why would you want to tear down a voice that you have that can really put a huge impact on some others out there? So do not use silence to be a weapon for your strength. Use your voice in whatever way you use it. Writing, speaking out, whatever. Because don't stay silent. Don't stay silent for long because that makes you stay stagnant for so long. So use your voice. It's important to use your voice. And at times it's important also to just be quiet. But within this case involving your mental health, all the fathers out there as well, father figures, things like that, use your gift. Use your voice. Even if you feel like it's not a gift. You never know how much of a message that you can bring to other men that will serve a purpose, especially for the younger men coming up, the younger boys coming up as well. For too long, men have been taught to hide pain, man up, carrying emotions, wait alone. Like I mentioned, I don't like that because they're human. The man up thing how can you tell a little boy to man up if he's not even a man yet? It takes a lot to process things in this society. And that's why it's important that we stick together and we help the men in our life and we let the men know that they need to stick together as well to display the positive and the true meaning of, hey, you go through life, but it's okay to seek for help. Because all that man up and carrying emotional weight alone is so unhealthy. Go talk to someone. Lean on your reasons. Do not lean on them seasons. Go talk to someone that is certified, have license in the mental health world. Because that's going to help you in the long run. So you won't deal with these emotions alone. This isn't just harmful, it's heartbreaking when we hear these stories of men from all different backgrounds going through emotional battles and do not have anyone to turn to because they feel like as a man, I'm supposed to stay strong. I'm supposed to have myself together, supposed to be 10 toes down. No, my friend. No, you don't. You have the right to feel the way like a woman do. She all mad at the person, want to bust the windows out of the car or something. Hopefully not. You have the right to feel the same way. You have the right to feel like, look, I feel like I need to cry. Even if you have to cry by yourself, do it. That's the first sign of you being able to express yourself and knowing that you have feelings and knowing that you are going through something. Because it takes a lot out of a person to even identify. Because people from the outside will identify it for you and you be like, that's not true. But then you think about it and be like, okay, they might be right, but it might be in a different type of aspect. Like I said, going back to the statistics I seen on Instagram, it's so sad how it's so many suicide rates impacting men because they battle with these silent battles alone. They wear these feelings, they wear these emotions on their shoulders. They have these walks alone and the weight they carry on their body for so long and don't talk to no one about it. That needs to stop today. Please, I hope it stops today for y'all. Because it's very heartbreaking when you turn around and you see on the news and stuff or social media that a man lost his life or committed his own risked his own life impacting something that impacted his mental health that he could have had help within the people in his life to show him that they're there for them, the love and support that is needed for both ways. Honoring men's mental health, meaning creating a world where father figures, and so on. Every man that identifies as a man, all men out there from different backgrounds, to create a world where they can be strong and sensitive, where boys can cry and lead, where men can ask for help and still be respected. Respect is a big one because at times we do play with the men out here, and it's vice versa. Respect it don't cost a thing, and at times it don't hurt. Sometimes I do say, respect is earned, it's not given, but sometimes it needs to be given rather than earned. That being said, y'all, mental health is a human right, and Father's Day is the perfect time to uplift the emotional lives of men who matters the most. So please love on the men out there, guys. Love on them. Let them know that you're here, especially for the women. Please let these men know that you love them, you care for them, you're here for them, and you're willing to do whatever is needed for them. If they need help to go to a therapist or whatever the case may be, do it. Do it because it's needed. And as a woman, like I said, that is here for men's mental health, and check up on the men that she talked to and the men care in her life. Just the men in her life in general, even if they're not close or nothing. It doesn't take nothing out of you to just check on someone. Like support don't cost nothing. Checking on someone doesn't cost a dime. So please check up on the men in your life. Men, check up on your friends, your family members. Women, check up on your friends and your family members. Check up on them. You never know how much of an impact you could put on their life that may help them to step into the new normal that is needed for them. And the quote that I leave you guys with today is, real strength lies in vulnerability. When a man heals, generation feels the shift. Generation feels the shift. Going, from like trauma and stuff, they shifted. They don't feel that no more. They're not going to deal with that anymore. Okay? So I thank you guys for tuning in so very much. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. I ain't gonna say a thing or two. Y'all know I don't do that no more. I hope you guys learned 3 or 5 things from this episode. I cannot wait for you guys to hear the Vibing Out with the Men's series. That's the dope series in the office. I made that on Instagram because those are dope vibes so far that I've seen and heard of and been able to just feel in the room. And I just really hope that you guys enjoy it. In honor of Father's Day, let's keep the conversation going. Check in, reach out, and remind the men in your life your mind matters, your heart matters, you matters as a whole. Mental health matters. It matters so much, especially to our men. Love on them, care on them, protect them at all costs. I want you guys to know that, and I hope it sticks to y'all. I appreciate y'all taking the time out y'all busy day to listen to me, whether it's morning, evening, afternoon, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or the next Wednesday. I just appreciate y'all for just listening and tuning in. To the fellas out there, I'm here for you. Express yourself. Identify your reasons and your seasons now, and identify what's for you and what's not for you, as well as just being able to understand that it doesn't make you less than a man to express yourself. Okay? I want you guys to enjoy life. Do things that you've been put on the back burner. Set them boundaries. Take control of your life. Pop out when it's needed. Be selfish, but also love on you and love on the ones that love you. As always, please be safe, y'all. You guys will hear from me soon. And I love you all. And please, your mental health matters, especially within men. Not only do your mental health matters within June, but it matters in May, June, July, August, all year round. Okay? You guys will hear from me next Wednesday, and you catch me Friday. It's Friday as well. Please be safe. Love on one another. Love on yourself. Bye.